Bull. Phil
Jackson.
He used to come in there when he was playing. Phil Jackson, yes, they would come in. They would talk to Miss Keatwell.
Florence Keywell, the original owner of Monroe's Music before you took it over and turned it into Lee's Monroe Music.
They would talk to her and her nephew. Her nephew, he had season tickets with his buddies, Jewish guys that they went to fraternity at Wayne State University. Every time the baseball played, gaming time, they went because they bet on the team. They was in a fraternity club. They fraternity brothers. They all go to the game. They would like to play, and they was friends with them. Saying, I just worked at the time. Some of them, we became friends. Like Smith, baseball player, Boston Red Sox. He became manager. He was second base with Boston Red Sox. What's his name? Anyway, he dated one of my employees for a while. They would all come in, so they would always give me tickets. I didn't go to baseball at that time. I was doing other things. I was probably in some place. I had a group.
Reggie Smith?
Right.
Carl Reginald Smith.
Right. He used to come in there because every time he in town, he dated one of my employees. But I didn't go to baseball playing. Earl Wilson, I knew him personally.
And he's in the Hall of Fame. You knew a future Hall of Famer was one of, I'm sure many actually, not just him.
Right.
I would
Lou
assume.
Brock's my cousin. Lou Brock's, we knew each other when we was kids, but he went out of another city and lived, and I grew up at another city. But we knew the parents. But anyway, when we won the World Series here with St. Louis, I called him up, told him who I was. He invited me over to the hotel. He introduced me to the guy who was gambling.
Oh, Pete Rose.
Right. We had lunch together with Pete Rose. Those people, I hung out with them. Lou Brock introduced them to me as his cousin. And I remember we had lunch together, and then when the waitress brought the bill over, I grabbed it and he grabbed it. He's trying to pay for it, I'm trying to pay for it.
Both of you gentlemen.
And so he said, I got it. I said, I got it. That's the first time we really met. It didn't cost that much, but anyway, he had $100 bill, and I think I had a $50 bill. He took it. So we met. That's when Coleman Young was running for
mayor of Detroit.
Right, because he hated the abuse he was going to get. He told me that, and he gave me some advice, too.
Coleman Young?
No, Lou Brock gave me advice.
What was his advice to you?
When you move forward, sometimes you got to let your friends go. And he's right, because your friends and sometimes relatives, he told me that.
How did that play out in your life?
Well, you become different, like I used to go, when I visited my friends, I would always take them something, and then they were always looking for something. That's the way people are that know you.
Yeah.
And he told me it was going to Constitution Day. He told me all about that. Lou Brock did. I went to the World Series and went to All-Star game. And I remember we had a baseball player, he had a bone liver nod. Anyway, the Hall of Fame, because I wasn't into baseball. Yeah. He had a bone liver nod. So Lou Brock and I, we was on Washington Boulevard for dinner. Him and Reggie Smith, I believe, we was going over to the bar, and some people came by and saw them. And I had a new car. They jumped on the hood of my car and said, we can't go until they sign autographs. I really pissed off. I couldn't be a celebrity.
Oh, yeah. See, I'm looking up the bar in Livernois. Siegel? No.
Willie Horton.
Willie Horton.
Willie Horton. He had a bar in
So
Livernois.
you knew Willie Horton?
I don't say I knew him.
You met him.
I met him,
That's
and they
impressive
accompanied
still.
him because I was with Lou Brock, and when they hang together, things like that. So I was driving Lou Brock and Reggie Smith. We was going out.
Yeah.
And they jumped on the hood of my car. We was on Washington Boulevard. 4 people, 2 on each side of the car on the hood. And I wanted, ooh. And Lou sent me a picture of himself, a life-size poster. I kept for a long time till I sold my house. It used to be in my basement. I had a poodle, and every time he'd go downstairs, he would bark at him because he thought it was real. And so it's probably worth a lot of money. I let a guy have it. He bought records from me in my basement after I closed my store. He wanted it, and I didn't want to sell it. I didn't have no key. So I let him use it. He said, you can always, I forgot who he was. I never went back for it. But I think it was in Oak Park. But I had a life-size picture of Lou Brock. But he's dead now. Mm-hmm.
It's sad. A lot of people.
His wife, we stay in touch. He liked me because I wasn't always, like I said, when we met, we was going to pay the bill, both bills. I wasn't expecting, and he liked that about me.
You're a stand-up guy.
And so he had tickets, went to the game, and went to the All-Star game with Lou. I have a diary over there, whatever you call it, and tell you things for it.
Did he used to write you?
Yes, and on the board of the collage of the books, you'll see there's cards he would write me. I kept some of them, and pictures, send me Christmas cards. He come in town, he would call me after he quit baseball. Since I've been living here, before he died, he came in. We had Sears on Woodward there in Highland Park. He came in there to do a promotion. He called me and told me he was in town. I met him up there, and hung out together.
If I didn't know any better, I'd say you two were close.
Well, he was considered just his cousin because he had other cousins here he didn't see. They would hear from him through me. Well, see, like I said, I don't know. Like I said before, price you pay when you become.
He could be himself around you, is what you're saying. When you're famous, you're someone he could hang out with, and he could just let it all hang out and just relax.
Well, we had good vibes. He liked me, and I liked him. I guess, like he said. I said when we met, went to pay for the bill. I didn't say how much money he got. I wasn't looking for his money. When the waitress brought the bill, the check, I think it came. I had a $50 bill. It didn't come to $50. I don't know what it came to, but I had a $50. I might have had more. Maybe it's all. I don't know what it was, but it wasn't over $50. And he had a $100 bill. I grabbed the bill. He grabbed the bill at the same time. He said, "I got this." I said, "No, I got it." And I think that's what he felt. I wasn't there to eat his food, to buy me free food.
You care a lot about manners, about being proper.
One thing I learned that if I can't go first class, I can't go. If I can't afford to go first class, I don't go.
It seems like you went first class much of your life. You actually made it happen. Your dreams became reality.
You got to strive for them.
You don't snap your finger and it just comes to you. It's a labor.
No, you got to put things in place. I do the math. I've tried to follow the math as much as I can. I've been this way all my life. You take $1, you try to make something, get something back. Like one thing, a lot of people make a mistake.